Hello and welcome to the Untold Stories Project, and tonight we'll be presenting a new episode of Born of Rage, our World of the Apocalypse game set in White Wolf's World of Darkness. My name is Jonesy, and I'll be your storyteller this evening. Quick note for those unfamiliar with the World of Darkness, this is a horror setting where the players take on the roles of monsters. In our case, they are members of the Gru, better known as werewolves. A little note about content for this stream. This is a horror game, so our players will engage in, well, blood and violence and gore, because they're werewolves. They're giant 8-foot tall rage monsters. They may also engage in adult language from time to time, and they may encounter NPCs who use offensive or inappropriate language as well. This season, the story does deal with the Valkenburg Foundation, the topics of mental health and trauma. If these are topics you're uncomfortable with, then please consider checking out one of our other great streams and podcasts. With that being said, I would like to turn it over to my players for them to introduce themselves. Please tell everyone your name, your character's name, and a 1 or 2 sentence description of your character.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I will be playing Darren Schaefer once again, the Getafenris Arun, former New York City homicide detective turned Nexus Slayer. He's got a deed name finally. It could have been Lexus Slayer with all the cars that we destroyed, but I'm much happier with Nexus Slayer.
You could be the Lexus Nexus Slayer.
We did it. We figured it out.
Hi, everybody. I'm Aaron. I'm going to be playing Kennedy Blood on the Dance Floor. She is a Fianna Galliard, Hamid-born. Once upon a time, she was an aspiring professional Irish dancer with hopes and dreams and thoughts of winning a world championship above her. And now she's just a very, very angry 9-foot-tall rage monster most of the time, with absolutely no issues about that at all.
Hey everybody, I'm playing Killian Jackson, the Ragabash Glass Walker, doing his best to keep himself, his pack, and his lab partner alive.
I'm Drew. I am playing Del Speaks Softly, a lupus-born theurge of the Children of Gaia. He's a neurodivergent, highly sensitive person with 1 foot in the spirit world, and he's currently frenzied, which is the 2nd episode running that he's been frenzied at the end of. So that's fun.
Awesome. Thanks. With that, I would like to point out that we are a very small, tiny, independent RPG channel with the goals of highlighting games and settings that don't get as much love and streaming attention as some of the bigger ones. To that end, if you do like what we do, please consider following, sharing, subscribing, all that cool stuff, and letting your friends know where to find us, so that we can help show people some of the cool games that we think are awesome, like World of the Apocalypse and Mutants and Masterminds. With that, would one of my players like to do a recap of last week's Carnage?
I'll do it.
I was going to say I nominate
I would love to see this.
I was going to say, I just wrote a fairly decent one in our private chat, but...
No, get it. Good save.
Last episode, we started off, we were at Valkenburg Foundation as a group of Banes were attacking, trying to possess people. Each of us was paired off with one member of the Black Spiral Dancer Pack. We fought off most of the Banes. One of them did end up possessing a member of the staff, who we then had to kill, which kind of sucks. Our Theurges went to confront Orson, who then released some weird shadow wolf thing, which we ended up chasing over to the Devil's Mesa. We chased said shadow wolf thing to the Devil's Mesa, where we found the shadow wolf thing summoning a Nexus Crawler, which, was kind of terrible. Battle ensued. Lots of battle ensued. The shadow wolf started to summon another something, at which point one member of the Black Spiral Dancer Pack, their Galliard, Lishta, who was kind of into Kennedy, threw herself into the portal, closing it, and later on we realized also severing the power connection between the Nexus Crawler and the Shadow Wolf, which made the Shadow Wolf a whole lot more killable. During the fight, the Shadow Wolf and the Nexus Crawler summoned weird umbral manifestations of the Butcher and some weird Fey thing. The fight continued. There was lots of blood, lots of carnage. The other two members of the Black Spiral Dancer pack who were with us were killed. Dell almost was killed, but managed to come back by frenzying. Darren was almost killed, but managed to come back because Dell mother touched him before said frenzy. Kennedy killed the Shadow Wolf thing. Darren killed the Nexus Crawler. And we ended with all of that death and despair and aforementioned Dell still frenzying.
Awesome. Thank you. So, so with that, we find the pack on the top of Bear Butte Monument, which is also known as Devil's Tower, and the Umbra. The giant storm that was raging overhead has ceased building and is slowly dissipating and spreading out. It was caused by the pull of the Nexus Crawlers and the summoning ritual. So since that they had been, well, dispatched, it is slowly going away. What is left of the Nexus Crawler is beginning to bubble and boil and hiss and and generally twitch and slowly dissolve.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
So, you were able to talk your packmate out of his frenzy. I'm not going to stress over that at this point. Well, now we're dealing with Fallout. So, most of the pack is there. You are still missing Killian.
Right, and we really need to go looking for him, but we have to do something for Rogorath and Shadrach and Lishta.
100%.
They, whatever our differences with them would have been, they were Gru, and they died fighting the worm.
What's customary for a situation like this? Kennedy, you're the etiquette person.
There's a rite, a gathering for the fallen. I do know gathering for the departed.
Oh, well, there we go.
So.
I got nervous because I swore up and down that Dell knew it, and he does not.
Yeah, no, I do. I have it. I can perform it. I'll leave it to you whether or not we do it now or we come back after we find Killian, but I think it needs to be done.
I agree. We should probably... How long does it take? Is it a quick process?
Well...
Is anything quick with the Guru?
The problem is that...
Oh my god.
There's more than one way to do the rite, and well, I'm a Fianna. This should be a right proper wake with telling stories and drinking into the night, but there should be. It can be done quickly.
I would like to do the Cliff Notes
like
version.
We can do them well, but what?
I would like to do the Cliff Notes version, Kennedy.
Yeah.
This is a mesa.
Oh. So yeah, Kennedy will gather their bodies and just howl out into the Umbra, and say this is Rogorath, Alpha and Arun of the Black Spiral Dancers. This is Shadrach, the Theurge of the Black Spiral Dancers. And we do not have her body, but Lishta, their Galliard, also fell in battle this day. Although they may have been spirals and they may have been of the worm themselves, they fought a great beast of the worm and died trying to stop it. And we raise our howls to Gaia to honor them and remember them. And then she will howl.
I will also howl.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, I can't really do a litany of their deeds or their whatnot because I don't know them, and they probably aren't actually things I'd want to remember. But
But the idea is that you want to remember them for what you want to remember them for. Therefore,
So.
their deeds on this is very appropriate.
so yeah, I think we should leave their bodies here in the Umbra. That's probably better than bringing them back and letting them be savaged.
As you say.
All right, now let's go find Killian.
Yeah, we gotta go find Riverdale. He's in trouble. Probably.
Yeah.
Dell, you feeling all right?
Well, that actually does beg the question. It's an out-of-character question. It's not possible to mother's touch yourself, is it?
No.
No.
Nope, specifically not. There's a different gift called Grandmother's Touch, which actually lets you heal yourself.
I'm not going. But yes, so I do not have that. I'm not walking so good.
Unfortunately, I don't think any of us can help you.
Or breathing so good. Like that howl was
I'm hurt
was
real bad too, but not as bad as I think both of you, thanks to Dell.
Actually, I'm not that hurt.
Oh,
Note to self.
so Kennedy's carrying Dell.
Dell is literally crippled. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I will if he needs help. I absolutely will.
Probably move to some degree.
Awesome.
Well,
So with
I
that,
think
the pack makes their way down the tower. The giant mesa.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want to just jump off, and that's.
Let me think. No.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm cool.
Light not being one of Raccoon's movements.
So one of the on the Umbra, the scare manifestation that was up and around the Natural Foundation formation is still there, so you're able to make your way down and make your way back to the Valkenburg Foundation. It's a kind of a hike and takes you a bit, given your current conditions, but you are able to make it back to the Valkenburg Foundation. When you arrive, it's yeah, I mean, it's quiet. There's no signs of battle.
Any signs of survivors?
Not that you're seeing on the Umbra side.
Right. Well, we should head back over to the material world and probably start with finding Victor.
Yeah, we should make sure he's okay.
And maybe there's someone else here who might be able to use Mother's Touch on Dell.
Okay. Yeah, as you start looking around, as you sidestep over, you can see it is night at the Valkenburg Foundation. You do see lights and stuff on. As you start milling around, you do hear the sound of life continuing. As you start making your way in, it is rather subdued.
Well, yeah.
and there's just an air in the a heaviness in the air of just weight, just a heavy weight in the air.
All right, let's head inside and see who we can find and tell them what we know.
As you make your way around, you will be able to find a couple different people. Yeah, you find Harry, the orderly from the Fianna tribe, and he's able to point you to where Victor is.
Okay.
And you go in and you see as you go down the hallway, you can see the door to his office is opened up. There's a light on inside, and you hear some moving around on the inside.
We'll knock on the door.
Yeah.
Come in. By all means, come in.
How did things go here?
It's kind of a heated battle for a bit with the puppeteers, and more of them showed up, and then abruptly vanished.
That would probably.
Go ahead, Kennedy. Go ahead.
So that would probably have been from us dealing with the shadow thing that was inside of Orson.
Yeah, Orson is upstairs. He's been catatonic and not responsive since that thing leapt out of him.
I suppose it was too much to hope that he might just be restored afterwards.
I'm not even sure if I'm excited that that is the case. Where's Gretchen? Where's everybody else?
A couple of them are tending to the patients as best they can. I know a couple others are preparing for a rite. We're gonna have a moot. I think Gretchen's in her office. I haven't seen her in a while.
Well, we should probably go check in with her as well.
I know Killian's around somewhere. I'll find him.
He made it back. Good.
Yeah, him and the spiral he was with, and then the spiral took off shortly after the puppeteers vanished.
The other spirals will not be coming back.
Well, I thought the purpose of the Accord was just to deal with this, and they would have left as soon as that was over, right?
Well, they would have if they hadn't been killed by the Nexus Crawler.
What?
Oh, there was a Nexus Crawler. We skipped that part.
I slayed it.
There will be time for stories during the moot, but the thing that was in Orson opened a gate and brought a Nexus Crawler.
Mother of Gaia, I'm glad that you survived.
Well,
Us
not
too.
everyone who went
Mostly.
did. We survived. The three who were with us did not. I don't rightly know how I feel about that, honestly.
Well, I would say not to concern yourself too greatly for that, because they probably would have turned on you if you, well, if they hadn't perished before that.
You're probably right.
Yeah, we did lose a couple others afterwards too.
What happened?
That would be the case.
Well, we lost Ben, as I think you know. When we also lost Joshua, and we almost lost Leslie.
Almost, but not quite.
I don't know if she's going to make it or not. We've used Mother's Touch, but it's, yeah.
Right.
So,
Is Mary around? She will gesture at Dell, who's probably still being supported by her.
Bleeding
Oh,
quietly
oh.
on the carpet.
oh Jesus, yeah. Let me here, and he kind of ushers you to follow as he takes you out back. Out back, there are several lanterns lit up and hanging from posts that they makeshift posts and that they lit put on, and you see several young guru that you've not seen before. Your best guess is probably locals from the south to the Pure Heart, kind of standing guard, and you see Mary out back doing some triage. And it looks like she's tending to Leslie. So as you look over, you do see Killian's there as well. He's just kind of sitting on a makeshift cot that they put out. Looking a little worse, not too bad, but a little worse for wear. Got some bruises, got some cuts.
Killian, what happened to you?
That bastard mugged me. He tried to mug me before he left.
The spiral?
That's the spiral.
Sounds
I
like
hope
he
all
wasn't a
his
very good
friends
lab
got what
partner.
they deserved. No, he was an asshole. How was you guys this night, besides Adele's broken everything?
You missed the kaiju fight.
Oh my lord. I'm never there for the cool stuff. I feel like you guys are doing this to me on purpose.
Time I'll trade you.
You know, I think you got that one, Del. I think I'll let you keep all them scars. The ladies love them. You know what I don't love? Missing my wallet.
Took your wallet?
Yeah, he took my wallet.
Did he take my credit card?
No, he didn't take your credit card.
That's true, actually. Both Darren and Dell should have some battle scars from that.
Yes.
From reaching in cap? Yeah.
Yeah, when you rage frenzy to get back out of incap. Oh no, you didn't do that, Darren, but Dell did.
Yeah, Darren didn't have to because
Because you mothers touched him.
I swear when you use the full phrase as a verb, it just feels really wrong.
I can see Dell's clavicle. This man's gonna have a scar.
Hey, my eyes are up here.
Yeah, but your shoulder bone's right there, and I can see it clearly.
Actually, no, it's you know.
It's
what?
back on top of Devil's Tower.
We'll talk about it later.
Well, I hope so.
But yeah, so Kennedy is going to try to get Mary's attention and say, I understand that you're certainly being pressed thin, but if you can give a hand to Dell here, neither of us are trained in the medical arts.
Mary's like,
Does she look like a Ragabash to you? Of course not.
what does a ragabash look like?
Looks
not
like
the
Killian's
kind.
pissed off mugged face.
Yeah. So yes.
So yes, so she will be able to mother's touch Killian. I'm sorry.
Hear
I
that, Del?
just-
She likes me better, even though you're bleeding out.
I was gonna go to New York and his clavicle's still gonna be in one hole.
Thanks, Mary. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you later. You should get Del.
But yeah, so you will get a battle scar, which we can sort out. We can either roll for it later, or we can have you pick off the grand list. But
Spin the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to do that right now if we don't want to.
So with that, yeah, she's able to mother's touch you. You're able to get up to the point where you're at least functioning enough to move around on your own without dragging your spleen behind you, and to the point where your regen will help you heal the rest of it.
All right, let's go talk to Gretchen.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, pretty much.
What do you mean? Oh no, or here we go. If anyone owes anyone an explanation, she owes us one.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we aren't as big of fools or as complicit as we thought. I'm thinking we are.
I'm gonna grab a sedative before we go in there. Is there like a bat lying around or like a piece of wood?
Glasswalkers.
Take this chair.
Yeah. So you can grab a makeshift club. That's not a problem, Killian, if you really want one.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, you're able. So you go inside, and you can make your way upstairs. You go up the first floor to the second floor. You can hear the patients. Most of them are in distress. They're either crying or laughing or yelling or screaming or doing something. And then you can make your way up to the third floor. And it's rather quiet when you get to the third floor. As you make your way to the landing, there is the little sitting area. It's got one little light on, and then the door to her office is closed.
I'll knock on the door.
As you knock on the door, you hear a slight movement on the inside, but you don't hear anyone call out, and no one answers the door.
I will open the door. And if it's locked, I will remove the door.
As you open the door, it is not locked. As you open the door, you can see into her office. Her office is a small office. It's got a couple bookshelves. It's got her desk and with her chair behind it. It's got a couple sitting chairs in front of it, and then there's the other door leading off to her bedroom. And through the one open window, you see the light of the crescent moon kind of pouring in a little bit. There's one other desk lamp on, which has the little green glass top, casting some light in the room, but the overhead lights are turned off. And the desk is Gretchen, slumped over a hand, and she's kind of cradling her head in her hands.
What's going on, Gretchen?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you come in. I was anyway. Please come in.
We need to have an earnest discussion, you and us.
As you walk in and the pack walks in, a couple of you can take your seat, can take chairs if you want. But there's not going to be enough for all four of you.
What kind of chairs are they? Are they ones I could spin around and sit in backwards? Like a disappointed dad?
No, no, they're definitely office furniture chairs.
Well, I will sit
Big.
down in front of the desk.
And this is the first shot, good shot you've gotten of her face. Her eyes look rather bloodshot, and she looks like she's been through some distress and is very much trying to hold herself together.
Gretchen, what happened here tonight was upsetting. But we found something that was even more upsetting downstairs. Are you aware there's a torture chamber in your basement?
I am now.
Do I believe her?
I don't know. Do you?
I would be happy to roll to see if I believe her. Please allow me to get out of Krynos form because I'm not interrogating.
Are you sure?
Don't worry, Darren. I'll get her to talk. I got this lie detector here. I'm going to pick up the encyclopedia and hit her. Tell us what you know.
Well, I guess it depends. How are you asking her? How are you trying to dad voice her, or are you trying to?
Yeah, I'm trying to dad voice her.
So I'm going to need a.
I'm not mad, Gretchen. I'm just disappointed.
Oh,
Oh.
you got in the heart. God. Yeah.
Okay, so for that, and because trying to see if she's, if she's being earnest with you, I'm going to need a wits and empathy check.
Not perception, empathy?
They are the same dice pool for me.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 6.
3 successes.
You get the impression that she is telling the truth.
Well, somebody in this facility has been experimenting on the patients. I don't know who. But
I mean,
we found
not
that.
to find a point on it, but it might have had something to do with those puppet turbines.
It may have done. It may have had something to do with those puppeteer things.
Gretchen, you said you know now. How did you find out? Who told you?
Victor.
What else did Victor tell you?
That we're being used. He told me there was something he needed to show me, and then took me downstairs and showed me the room. And now that those Banes are gone, the memories they were hiding from us are not hidden anymore.
What, were you like in the sunken place while the puppeteers had control of you? What do you remember?
It wisps, fleeting images. Bits like a dream or a nightmare in this case. From what I was able to put together with talking to Joshua and a couple of the others, it seems that whenever we go to sleep, they would run around in our bodies and make us do. Oh God, I can't even. And with that, she starts crying.
Man, we've made the right call with that RV, huh? I'm sorry.
We did make the right call with that RV.
Oh, we also weren't actually here all that often. What?
So, where do we go from here?
Gretchen, you don't have any idea when this started, do you? Or who brought them here?
From a little bit I was able to put together talking to the others, it seems that it started not long after after Lucian found Orson.
Has Lucian come back yet?
I think he's around. I haven't seen him tonight. It's been a lot. I'm just.
Yeah. You rest. And we need to go talk to Victor. And I want to track down Lucian. Does anybody else have anything they want to ask her?
Not in particular, no.
I'll try to now. No.
Maybe we can speak again in the morning.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Try to get some rest. Hopefully with these puppeteers gone, you'll actually be able to sleep.
As you said that, you could actually spot on the corner of her desk some prescription sleep aid. So, with that, the pack can go looking for whoever else you want to go talk to. You said Lucian and Victor again?
Yeah. Yep. If Lucian's back from his scouting expedition, or helping Big Dad Wolf, or whatever his name was. Tall Wolf?
Tall Wolf.
Long Wolf. Tall Wolf.
Tall Wolf.
Big wolf.
So yeah, yeah, you're able to go and find Victor. And Victor's downstairs. You find him back in his office. He's again. He's got a briefcase open up on his desk, and he looks like he's putting some paperwork in it.
You planning on leaving, Victor?
Yeah, I'm going to be going back to the Sept of the Green.
Oh. Heard you told Gretchen what was going on down here.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to know. I wanted to see her reaction. I wanted to know if how much she was aware of, how much of this was willful, and how much of this was the puppeteer's control.
What would cause puppeteers? Do you have any ideas?
What would cause them? I mean, they're Banes.
Did they just show up, or did somebody summon them or bring them here? Or is it a side effect of having all these crazy people here? Do we need to stop the Foundation?
My opinion, and you're welcome to get others. I'm sure there's a couple theories that will be way better suited to give you this information, give you their opinions. I am not a theurge. But my best guess would be that they were drawn to whatever the thing that was inside of Orson.
Which I still feel like is probably the same thing that Gretchen's ancestor originally dealt with. Back that he mentioned in the journal that we read from. The thing that was inside the Baron all those years ago.
Yeah. I just want to make
It
sure
said
the
it
case
would-
is closed before we take off.
It promised it was going to haunt Valkenburg and his heirs. Makes sense it would come back.
Do you think we need to ask Gretchen to step down? And leave the Foundation
I'm
in the
pretty
hands
sure
of
I
somebody
killed
else?
it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I killed it, but perhaps.
I think Gretchen's considering just shutting down the Foundation altogether.
I think they do something important here. I don't think it's a service that should just go away.
I mean, before Orson arrived, there were people who came here and got better. I don't feel like we're in any state where we can afford to just let Guru wither and die if they could be healed and become effective warriors.
Hey, we defeated the Shadow Wolf with the help of the worst kind of horned beast you can imagine. Why should we not allow someone who is one of ours to do her good work because of what happened here?
I don't want it to come back if, it's an ancient, powerful, undead spirit or something of that nature.
I mean, Valkenburg didn't think that he killed it, he just drove it off. I'm pretty sure I destroyed it.
Well, I will defer to the
Have all
group's
of this.
decision.
I think I'm going to side with Kennedy. If she killed it, it should be good to go. I think the bigger issue is that it's not getting centralized support.
And if nothing else, Kennedy's tales about this will probably make it very difficult for such an entity to return here without being spotted.
Do you think we can speak to the Sept of the Green about getting them some more support? What do you think, Victor?
I can put in a word for you if you like, if that's something that you feel should be done. I think it's up to you, though. You have to convince Gretchen not to shut down the institute.
I think we should try.
I think we should too. I don't know. I think the mission of this place is too important in the war that's coming.
So, we will be having a gathering for the departed tomorrow evening. For those staff members we lost. So I think I think that's at the mood tomorrow night is when she plans on making the announcement one way or the other of what the next steps are for the Valkenburg Foundation. So depending on how that goes, I think tomorrow would be your one and only chance to tell her your opinion one way or the other. I mean, I'm not going to pressure you to say if it should stay open or should shut down. I see where she's coming from. The emotional trauma and stress that they've brought upon themselves, and indirectly, not on purpose, but damage is damage, whether it's intent or collateral.
Sure.
So we'll talk to Gretchen about it in the morning then. I think that is a good compromise, guys.
So, was there anyone else that you want to speak with tonight?
I don't think I have to speak with Lucian anymore. I think I'm satisfied with the explanation of the origin of the puppeteers.
If it matters, Lucian will be back tomorrow night. I already texted him telling him he's needed back home for the gathering for the departed.
Just wanted to make sure he wasn't an agent of the worm.
Well, I don't believe so, but we can always check. Storyteller note: everyone now has sense worm. You've been gifted that by being taught that by the Black Sprout answers, and you can now. It also works on puppeteers now. So all of you have the gift sense worm.
Neat.
We are visionaries.
So now it went from no one in the pack having to everyone in the pack has it.
Hey, we can all see the worm.
It's a good gift.
It's helpful.
Just don't use it in Alpheus.
Well, no.
Is the worm down here? Oh my god, yes, the worm's down here.
Why did his head explode? So was there anything else that you wanted to accomplish that night?
Kennedy wants to get very, very drunk.
Kennedy can get very, very drunk. Kennedy will actually be found by Harry, the orderly from the Foundation, who's also a Fianna.
Mm-hmm.
And he breaks out the good stuff. And while you're looking around for alcohol, you actually can hear him out back over by one. He's built a fire out back in the fire pit, and is kind of singing to himself and drinking. And if you approach, he will gladly welcome you to join him. But he also will understand if you decide not to. So.
No. Kennedy will happily join him, and will drink and sing and be happy to pass out.
Proceed to get shit-faced.
Yep.
I'm gonna get drunk with Kennedy.
Is he a guru or is he kinfolk?
He is a Fianna Guru. He's an Arun.
Oh, okay. Well, then Kennedy will refrain from making a really stupid choice.
He's lower rank than you, though.
Okay.
But he is kind of a big guy. But you know that he was close friends with
Ben.
with Ben.
Yeah.
And actually,
So-
the first two that you met together that night that you arrived.
Yeah, so Kennedy will she will drink and be happy to sing and, you know, tell me about him.
And the two of you share war stories, and he tells you about all the stupid shit Ben would get into.
Okay.
Because Ben was a child of Gaia. So those ones are getting drunk. Darren has kind of meandered over and joined the group. What about the other two? Are you doing anything specific, or are you just calling it a night?
We gotta call Darren's credit card company and cancel those cards.
I knew you stole my.
Oh, I don't know that Dell has any plans really. Whether he's going to continue to sleep off. He's got wounds yet to heal, so yeah, he's probably going to sleep a lot.
Okay. Not a worry. Just wanted to double check, make sure you had the opportunity. So
I
now
will
the question
also
is,
sing with Kennedy if singing becomes part of the evening's events.
There might be some.
so the next question is, we'll get to that. I was gonna say, did you? I'll let you look over the list of battle scars that you can get.
Oh.
Let us know which one you want. So
I had actually been looking at them, and trying to just. I like for some reason I like the idea of maybe like either missing an eye. I'm not sure what part the Nexus crawler actually got, but like I don't know. I kind of like the idea of having a missing eye. I think that would be kind of interesting. I don't know.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think that's where I'm headed. So I realized that would prove.
He now sees and speaks softly.
Joke's on him. I had a cataract anyway. No, that was not true.
This is a very aggressive surgery you had, good sir.
That's. Oh.
I generally recommend against surgery by entropic lightning, but you know.
My insurance was very difficult to work with.
You had to get back alley LASIK in the Umbra.
So with that, the rest of you spend the rest of the night. Killian, you wake up at some point in the morning, passed out on the lawn in the backyard of the Valkenburg Foundation, with several bottles of empty bottles of booze around, and the roaring of Harry snoring on the ground next to you.
Hey.
You mean Kennedy?
Yeah.
You said Killian.
Oh.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, I didn't do this. I got my chip. It's right here. Well, I'm in the lawn.
No, sorry. Yes, Kennedy. Half my pack picks K's for the first letter of the name. The other half of the pack all picks D's. I'm like,
Sorry.
maybe not. So with that, yeah, the next morning you're able to get up. You guys are able to do whatever you need to do for the course of the day. Obviously, if there's specific things that you want to know, let me know. But I'm gonna just kind of zip to that evening list or something else that you want to do specifically.
I don't have anything crazy planned for myself.
So at some point you make it out to the Waffle House for brunch
Heck yeah.
because it's one last Waffle House run. No, we're kidding. It's not the last one. So that evening, shortly after moonrise, there's a giant bonfire built, and they start during the gathering. The party, it's going to be a formal gathering, so there's going to be the names, the deeds, and all that of all of the pack members the SEP members who've fallen. They kind of recite all those. They also recite the names of some of the patients who recently passed. They honor them normally anyway, but so that's going to be kind of the plan is that night. You do have a chance to catch Gretchen beforehand if you want to speak with her.
Yeah, I would like to speak with her. I think Kennedy should come with me too.
Yeah, come. Sure.
And, I guess we'll get her in her office if that's where she is available.
Yeah, this time when you go in the office, she looks like she's a little bit more put together. Not by much, but a little bit more put together. The lights are actually on. The full overhead lights and stuff are on in the office as well. On the desk, you see it looks like some old photographs. Like family photos have been pulled out. There's an album opened up, and you see some photos in there. And also on the desk is a large leather-bound journal with the letter. That's a handcrafted leather journal, and on it you see a stylized V for Valkenburg, and you recognize that as the same journal she read from at the shortly after you arrived and you chose to be the questing pack.
Right.
And also in the room is the opened up is the chest that normally holds the fetishes that belong to the questing pack. So
I'll knock on the door jam this time, see if she ushers us.
and this time the door is actually it's closed. It's partially closed, so that it's open a little bit, a gap. It's left open a gap, so you can knock on the door jam and kind of push it on open.
Hey Gretchen, how you feeling today?
One day at a time, right?
Yeah. Yesterday was a lot. We wanted to talk to you about your mission here at Valkenburg. And I know yesterday was a massive setback, but I for one think that what you're doing here is worthy and it must continue. What we are doing here is worthy and must continue.
I don't think we can. Just we've caused too much damage.
You haven't caused any damage. The puppeteers have caused damage. You are just as much a victim as anybody else in all of this. And you're helping people. I want to talk to the Sept of the Green about getting more support for the Foundation. And now that we know what kind of monsters are working in the shadows related to your bloodline, and Kennedy is reasonably sure she killed the monster in question.
The creature your grandfather fought before he started the Foundation. That was mentioned in the journal. He was there inside Orson. That we are reasonably sure that's what brought the puppeteers here. But according to everyone who we've spoken to, before Orson arrived and before the puppeteers were doing the horrible things they were doing, you were doing good here. You were helping people. Your grandfather fought it close to 100 years ago. We fought it last night. We can't ever stop being aware that the dangers are there, but with the reminder that they can come back, you can be prepared, and the good that this place has done can continue and has to continue.
But I don't know if we can. I mean, after what happened with that and the poor patients, and then the we were just a target for Sam, and the others. I mean, I think
there are
everyone's-
always going to be enemies aplenty for the Guru. We don't give up the fight because of who's against us. And don't you think that the rest of your staff deserves a right to decide for themselves whether or not they can still be a part of this mission, instead of you deciding for them?
I know a couple of them already have said that they're done. They can't do it anymore.
And that's their right. But I'm sure that's not how all of them feel.
Oh, I appreciate the kind words. With that, who would like to make the roll?
I can't aid Kennedy in the role, can I?
It's going to be a. I will say charisma and
Jonesy, could I make a charisma leadership check?
I would say yes, you could. And Kennedy, if you'd also like to make a roll, you can make a charisma performance check.
Okay.
The difficulties are going to be 7.
7. Okay, we got this. It's important.
I'm gonna spend a willpower.
While Kennedy's rolling, I got 4 successes on my nice dad voice roll.
Oh crap! I still have a wound modifier. I get 1.
Plus your willpower is another one, right?
Plus my willpower is another, so 2.
There is no. I have crippling self-doubt roll, but
Could she roll to soak encouragement?
No, I'm afraid your encouragement is ag.
Yeah.
And
she's just kinfolk, so she can't soak ag.
Just takes it like a champ.
No, I will. I'll hear what the staff has to say. I can't commit, but I'll definitely hear what the staff has to say.
That's fair.
So, with that, well, I should finish getting ready for the moot tonight.
We're here if you need anything, Gretchen. And I don't know necessarily that I want to stop working with the Valkenburg Foundation if you decide to keep going.
Well, even if we decide, it will be a while before we bring anyone new here. We need to if we decide to continue, we need to help the few that we have, if they can be helped at this point. And then we need to put checks and balances in place to make sure something like this would never happen again.
Yeah, totally.
So with that, I should probably finish getting ready. So. And she goes back to looking through some of her photos and item objects, the books and stuff, and she kind of rests her hand lightly on the journal, her grandfather's journal. So. Fast forward a little while later, the Septus has gathered. Lucian is there if you want to speak with him about anything. All the others have gathered. Several of the elders from the Septa Pure Heart have also showed up, and they proceed to go and do the gathering for the departed. They start listing off the deeds of the Valkenburg Foundation staff members who fell in the assault by the puppeteers. They also list off the deeds of those from before, and then Gretchen will stand up in front of everyone and read aloud a passage from her grandfather's journal about his first encounter with the shadow, and then we'll put it to the staff. It's like. I have my doubts of whether we should continue or if this dream should die, if it's just doomed to fail. But we've lost so many already. I don't know if we can make up for the pain we've caused, but I'll leave that up to you. If enough of you want to carry forth, then we'll see what we can do, but so what say you, staff? Do we end this here and now and let this dream die, or do we continue on? And with that, the various staff members will step forward. Harry is the first one to step forward and kind of does the whole boisterous Arun chest out kind of pose. It's like I stand with the Valkenburg Foundation, and the rest of them will proceed to join in and say they stand with the Valkenburg Foundation. There's a couple of you here don't speak up, but most of them do. And a bittersweet smile just kind of crosses Gretchen's face as she closes the book and says, well, I guess tomorrow is gonna be the first day of the next chapter, so should probably end this for the night. And she just with that, the Galliard gives the howl to end the moot, and the moot spans.
Yay, we win?
We broke slightly even.
I mean, we're monsters who fight monsters.
So
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
We're monsters who fought monsters. We're still standing. They're not. So sure, it's a win.
We're monsters?
Aren't we?
I don't get it. I think you're hurting people's feelings.
No,
What else?
I agree with Kennedy.
No, I'm absolutely serious here. What on earth would you call us if not monsters? We're killers. We are creatures of rage and passion who exist to fight and to kill, and ultimately to die fighting the evils that we're here to fight. And anything else that we might have wanted with our lives before we found out we were Guru doesn't even matter. We're monsters. We're absolutely monsters. There just happen to be worse monsters out there, and it's our job to stop them.
You know, when you put it like
And
that.
honestly, Killian, the sooner you can accept that you're a monster, the easier you'll sleep at night.
I mean, when you put it like that, it does make me feel a little bit better. I mean, we have done, I would say, mostly good. So,
We have tried to do the good that we can with the abilities that we've been given.
amen.
What makes one monster worse than another?
Intent,
Whether they're alive or not.
age of their victims.
Age of their victim.
Ouch! Oh. Knocked me right out of character. Yikes.
How low their humanity score is. I mean,
Right.
I mean, like, it's actually kind of offensive because Dell's just like, hey, I got smarter out of this.
I think we're only, I would say, half monster. We're like 70% monster. We're still people. We still do good. We care about each other, mostly.
I'm not a monster. I'm just a wolf who sometimes doesn't have quite enough legs.
That's funny. I'm a human who sometimes has too many legs.
So with that, the pack can stay up drinking and talking the philosophies of whether or not you're monsters. And at some point, the most of you crash, either willingly or unwillingly, and maybe or may not be through the use of way too much alcohol. When you wake up, kind of like something died in your mouth the next morning, Darren. Yeah, as you wake up, you as you're gonna roll and move, you hear a clink, 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 rattling of metal.
It's a grenade.
And as you look down, you kind of roll a little bit, kind of roll over to kind of wake yourself up, as your keys kind of hit the ground.
Huh.
And you look down, and there's a bunch of little paw prints. Something called up, stood on your chest, and dropped the keys on your chest. They look like little raccoon paw prints.
I was like, did somebody bring a cat in the RV? What?
Oh yeah, road chow.
Hey guys, wake up.
Yeah, what's going on?
Raccoon wants us to go for a drive.
Right.
I think. I mean, he gave me the keys to the RV. He got mud on my dress shirt that I was sleeping in.
I think you'll live.
That could just be his way of telling us that it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Possible.
I think he might be telling us it's time to go back to New York and probably make some, give some tribute to Raccoon. I don't think we've littered recently.
I have.
I'd do it every day.
Don't make a habit of littering, guys.
I'm paying my debt to him.
How are we supposed to honor Mali Kaliki Maka or whatever his name is?
Yeah, that's ritual. We've been doing that. Kennedy and Dell have gotten that on down pat. They make sure we're in line.
Your Herta is the name you're looking for.
Yeah. I think you just offended him. If you don't remember his name, you shouldn't say it.
Keep your name out my mouth, Darren. I heard that.
So yeah, it's a brand new morning at the Valkenburg Foundation. As you kind of
Dell's greeting the sun.
See? That's practice.
and you kind of looking around, and as you're looking around, you kind of notice the light kind of starting to creak into the RV as you hear the very familiar sound of Dale out howling at the at the rising sun, bright early in the morning.
Doesn't he know it's the full moon? Don't they have legends where he comes from?
It's a way of greeting the sun.
It's
There are more rituals than you will ever even imagine exist, Darren.
Do they have a ritual to get rid of hangovers?
Actually, there's a gift. I could teach it to you.
if you want to have it, I bet. Yeah.
No. Kennedy is never hungover because all I have to do is when I wake up in the morning, I just use resist toxin, purge all the alcohol out of my system.
You've been holding out on me, Kennedy.
It's interesting that you do that after you've slept. You don't do that before you conk out for the night. You gotta have that sloppy drunk sleep too.
She's too drunk to do it that night.
Fair enough.
It's actually the drinking is what helps her stay asleep.
Ah.
Otherwise, she'd wake up screaming. So,
yeah. So you're able to go in and kind of root around the kitchen and stuff in the Valkenburg Foundation. As you're looking around, it's kind of quiet, and you run into Gretchen in the kitchen. She's kind of making herself a cup of coffee. Well, I talked to the staff after the moot last night, and we're going to give it a go, at least for now. But it'll be a while before we're ready to take on any new lost cubs. So
When you have a quest, let us know.
we'll see what we can do.
well, then, in the meantime, I believe these belong to you. And we'll hand back the clave.
Given what you've done here, I'm sure you'll be earning a permanent one of your own sometime soon. I owe you a debt, and I don't think I can ever repay, just so you know.
Just keep helping people. Keep making Guru better.
So, what are you gonna do?
Well, gang, how do you all feel about driving back to New York in the RV instead of taking a moon bridge?
I mean, it's your credit score.
I was just kind of looking horrified.
Oh, come on, Dell. Road trip will do you good. Nice de-stressor.
Yeah, I think we need a break. I think we need to get some sloppy junk food. I think we need to listen to some hair metal music on the radio. Maybe go see Carhenge again, since the last Lupus we took seemed to enjoy that so much.
I don't understand why you care about Carhenge. I've told you, I've seen the actual Stonehenge. It's much more impressive.
I can't drive to Ireland.
Not in Ireland.
Wherever.
Really not, actually. That's a really good point.
But I said it with enough authority that Dell believed me for a second. I can't drive to the UK either. Or Scotland. Or...
Can you drive 55?
I can't drive 55.
All right.
They also don't give passports to weapons of mass destruction. Like us. Since we're all
That's a good
technically dead.
point. I don't know if I can't fly back home.
Fairly certain that Dell has not actually been alive, according to anybody who would be handing out passports.
Mm.
That's what moon bridges are for.
Can't take
So-
the RV through a moon bridge. Probably. If we could take the RV through a moon
Say
bridge.
that with such confidence.
If only you knew some mage friends. So yeah, with that, the pack is able to pack up their stuff and load up the RV and.
Jonesy, I would like to stop at the trash can in the kitchen before we leave.
We're gonna tip it over.
No, I'm gonna just take the bag out with me, and I'm just gonna chuck it into the woods as an offering to Raccoon.
I mean,
He specifically asked for shiny stuff, not just trash.
I was gonna say, what do you think has been happening to all of our empties?
Yeah, I'm assuming
Well,
there's some
if-
food wrappers and stuff in there that qualify as shiny, and some leftover
If we were
food.
serious,
You
about this,
misunderstand our god.
we could have stolen the silverware from Waffle House and left that out for Raccoon. That would have been much better.
We could still do that.
We can do that the whole way back to New York.
Do you know
Every
how?
Waffle House we go through.
Do you know how how rewarding that would be to a raccoon to get the Waffle House cutlery?
Are you kidding? That's be pretty rewarding for us. That's just sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
So- And so with that, the pack loads up the RV of Guru, and proceeds to start the road trip back to New York City. We will, with that, I think this is a great to take our quick break, stretch our legs, and refill our drinks and all that stuff. So we'll be back in a few moments after that. So those watching at home, take a moment, stretch, stand, all that good stuff, and we'll see what lies in store for the pack as we get back.